So you should have gotten an email from Lori saying that you have a teacher information platform that was sent to you. This is the new form that you're going to use from here on out. So if you do have old versions of this, you can go ahead and delete those. This is going to be the new form that you're going to make copies of. So we're just going to go over how to take the form, how to move it to my drive, and then how to make copies of it, just to make sure everyone's on the same page and then following the same protocol. So you got the email, and when you open the email, it'll take you to the form itself. So here's the form itself. Now, this is the one that everyone got, so of course you don't want to send this out to the teachers. This is the one you're going to want to make a copy of. So as far as getting to this form, there's two ways you can do it. One, you can just come to this email and just go through the email, which some people do. So if you want to save the email and go that route, feel free. If you want to move this to your drive, you do need to go to My Drive. So you'll go into My Drive, and once you're in My Drive, it's going to be located under the Shared With Me folder over here on the left. So if I go to Shared With Me, you are going to get all your documents that have been shared with you. Now, mine's up here at the top just because I have it sorted by the most recent up at the top. If yours isn't set up that way, all you need to do is just drop down over here on the right side at the top and then move it over to share date. And then that'll put the most recent up at the top. So this is the form itself, so that way you can get it. Now, I typically don't like to leave my things in the Shared With Me folder if I'm going to be using them. So what you can do is you can move it over to My Drive. So you can right click on it and then go ahead and go to Add to My Drive. So now I made a copy of it and then it's in My Drive. So that way I don't have to worry about looking for it in the Shared With Me folder because I know that I'm going to have these update all the time. So if I go into My Drive, depending on how you have it set up, some people have it in alphabetical order, some have it last modified. Just to make it easy to find, I'm just going to do this little drop down right here and just go to the regular last modified. Since I haven't modified it myself, I don't want to do the last modified by me because I haven't touched it. So I'm just going to use the regular last modified. And we're going to go down, and then here it is here at the top. So it's the top little form. The way I have it set it up is the folders are up here at the top first, and then it gets to the forms by itself. So again, it just depends on what you have in there. So I would throw it in a folder so that way you know where it's at and how to easily get to it. Now, to make a copy of the file itself, there's two different ways you can do this. One, you can do it straight from Google Drive. So from here, you can just right click on it and just go to make a copy. So I can just click on make a copy and it makes a copy. So boom, it throws it right there. So I have copy of teacher information. So it's right there, it's ready to go. You can either do it there or you can actually go in the file itself, and up here at the top right you have your little drop down because you don't have the little menu up here at the top, little file or anything like that. You just have this little drop down under more, and you can go on to make a copy and it does the exact same thing. The only difference is this one allows you just to go in and name it right away. So if I click on make a copy, then you have the name, it pops up, and then you can pick on where it's going to go. So either way, you do get a copy made. So here's the copy. And once you're in the copy, we'll let it load. You are going to want to make a change to the name so that way that you know which person it's going to go to. So you just click up here at the top, change the name to whoever it needs to be. So I'll just say Grell teacher information. Let's say I was a student. And then if you click to the side, it saves it. You don't have to worry about clicking save or anything like that. Now, as far as sending it to the teachers, all you do is click on send. Again, you're using the copy. You click on send. You have your email come up. You still have the same stuff. You still have to the teacher. You can add in a subject and message, so the same that you would send a normal email. You can include the form within the email if you want to. If not, then a link's going to be provided. So that's ready to go. So you just click send and it sends it out to them. As far as the responses go, it is a little different from the old forms. Whenever you go to responses right here, you are going to get your responses set up in block format, and it's going to be broken up by question. So every question is going to show all the answers together. They do kind of vary on the different types of questions that come in, but it's going to set up in block. I know the majority of you like to use the old version, which is the Google Sheets. So the way that you get to the Google Sheets version is by clicking on this little green button. That's the same button that used to be up here in the middle that said open responses. This is where it's going to show up. Now, I know one question that always comes up with this is whenever I make my copy in my drive, I don't see my results. I don't see my answers anywhere popped up. The reason is because in the new forms, they want you to use this rather than the sheets. So if you want to have the sheet, then you have to create it. Now, you're not going to have to create it right at the beginning, so you don't have to worry about doing it right away. It's still going to have the information in there, but just know that in able to use it, you are going to have to create it. So you click on the green button, and it's going to say, do you want to create a new spreadsheet or select existing? Of course, you want to create a new one because you want to have data for that student individually. You don't want to mix students. And then I just hit create. So now that I have create, now I have all of my answers, the same that we used to on everything else, and then you're good to go. And if I come back to my drive, then now I have my green file that has all my responses. So it works the same way, it's just things are a little bit different as far as positioning and where the menus are and things like that, but it's still going to work the same way. If you need anything or have any questions on this, feel free to email me. I can help you out or show you how to do it, or send you a video kind of showing you step by step how to do things. But as far as it goes, like I said, this is going to be the new form that you're going to use from here on out, so go ahead and get rid of the other one.